Hey guys, welcome back. As I said in my first video, I do offer a service for providing expert personalised feedback to your personal statement. This can be done by dropping me an email. All of the details have been posted below, so make sure you check it out. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hi guys, welcome back. In the last session, we looked at some of your extracurricular activities. And in this session, we're really going to drive home establishing a narrative and staying on message. But before we sort of jump straight into that main body, we're going to look at identifying your unique selling point. This is something which is sort of just kind of throughout your personal statement, something to keep in the back of your mind. It's something that sort of makes you unique, something that makes you different. It might be a certain hobby, it might be something you've done, it might be work experience, it might be whatever. It can literally be anything which sort of makes you different and sort of standing out from the crowd. So when you read through your personal statement, you should be looking at it and thinking, right, no one else is going to have something the same as this. I'm going to stand out for this reason and that reason. And if you're looking at your personal statement and it's a bit generic, you need to sort of go back and sort of establish what stands you out from the crowd, what makes you unique. So yeah, there's not really any sort of set area where you should be having this USP in it. It should more be the whole sort of package. Sort of going through the schedule of the lessons of these videos. Hopefully you guys have been sort of following through as they've been progressing. If not the end of the world. But for those of you who have been here from the start to now, hopefully by now you guys have written your introduction, which was mainly focused on why you want to study economics. And now it would be great if you guys, like given the previous videos, could have a real go at writing a few paragraphs for your main body. I've done one video specifically on why you're suited for your subject and why you're suited for your chosen course. And this is a more academic focus. And also, if you guys could write a paragraph, which would be your penultimate paragraph on your extracurricular activities, that would be fantastic. So hopefully you've got some ideas and bullet points from the previous videos to be able to attack this now. So yeah, if you want to pause the video, crack on with these paragraphs so that you can sort of get a sort of draft coming together, that would be fantastic, because when you resume the video, we're going to be looking at how to sort of tie it all together to make it one holistic piece. So yeah, feel free to pause the video now and we'll continue in a sec. Okay, yeah, welcome back guys. We're now going to be focused, so hopefully you now have an introduction, your main body, which consists of an academic element and an extracurricular element. And you kind of sat there looking at how to sort of conclude it all, how to tie it all together. And a great way of sort of doing this is when you're sort of looking at these individual paragraphs, is to sort of try and establish a narrative. So something which sort of tells a story. So hopefully by this point you've written paragraphs for why you want to study economics, the main body including why you suited for your subject, why you suited for the chosen course, your extracurricular activities, and all of this should be incorporating your unique selling point and your useful skills supported by examples. And now we're really going to look at tying these all together to create a sort of story and a narrative. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, so establishing a narrative, you want to have a clear direction. You want there to be an introduction, main bodies, and a conclusion. And it's fundamental that there are links between each paragraph. So you don't want the reader to sort of be a bit lost and a bit confused. So you really want to link the paragraphs to create one cohesive piece of work. And back on the direction point, you want the admission student to leave, having finished read your personal statement, to be thinking, right, okay, I understand exactly what they've been thinking. I understand their thoughts. I know their chain of thought, thinking. So clear direction, which is easy to follow. And it's imperative that you sort of have links from each paragraph to create this sort of cohesion. And I think a great way to do this is when you write one paragraph, the final sentence or half sentence should sort of lead nicely onto the next paragraph. And that means the next paragraph, the first half sentence or sentence, should sort of incorporate what the last paragraph had and sort of kick you onto a new paragraph. Because obviously each paragraph should be about something new or a new idea, a new sort of topic of argument. So yeah, great to have these links, but each paragraph should be separate. And yeah, you should be delivering a specific message. You want to be remembered for your personal statement, and you want to be sort of targeting towards a specific thing. So if you target towards an area of economics, that's always a great way to approach a personal statement. So you could target it towards microfinance, towards macroeconomics, microeconomics, any sort of area that really interests you, maybe game theory, and you want to sort of tell a story and sort of walk the emission shooters through this, so that when they are looking through your personal statement, they understand that you have given across a clear idea and a specific message. So hopefully you guys would have your first sort of paragraphs, and it'd be great if you can sort of pause the video now just to sort of combine your paragraphs to make it one single piece of work. So this means when you're reading through it, you really want to be able to sort of read it as one piece. It should be clear. It should be sort of understanding. You should understand the links between the paragraphs. I think a fantastic way of ensuring that it's a very clear piece of work is to read it out loud. It may sound silly, but when you read it out loud, you really sort of understand where it's a bit hard to understand, or what parts are good. And that's what the emission shooters will be seeing, because they'll be seeing it for the first time. You guys will be looking at loads and loads of time, typing away, cutting, editing, and pasting. So if you take a step back, read it out loud, see if it makes sense. And if it doesn't, edit it. If it does, brilliant. And this can be done either to a family member, a friend, or if you don't want to do it in front of someone, you can literally just sit in a room by yourself, read it out, and then you'll see where the mistakes are. A lot of people avoid doing this because they don't want to sit there and read it. They're like, oh, why would I read it out loud? But once you read it out loud, you see, right, okay, that needs a little bit of work. That needs a bit of work. So it's definitely a strong piece of advice I'll give you. We're next going to sort of look at staying on message. So it's quite similar to sort of establishing a narrative, that it's important not to go off track, not to sort of get too stuck into something that you're completely off the whole purpose of the personal statement. So yeah, to do this, you really want to ensure that everything you include is relevant and that every sentence serves a purpose. So you have a limited space. You've got 47 lines, 4,000 characters. You don't want to be wasting a single character. So you should be going and looking at every word and seeing, should that fit there? Is that right? So that's kind of the detailed scrutiny you'd have later. But for now, you want to make sure when you're writing your paragraphs that everything sort of links back to why you should be studying economics at university. And an integral part of staying on message and sort of keeping a narrative is the introduction and the conclusion. And in the next video, we're sort of going to have a look at tying in the introduction and conclusion to give you this holistic sort of feel, to give you a feel of a complete personal statement. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that, and I'll catch you on the next one where we're talking about the introduction and the conclusion.